The phone rang at 7:30 in the evening. I glanced at the screen. Sarah, my daughter. "Hello, sweetie," I said. "Dad." Her voice was tight, strained. "Kyle wants to talk to you." I paused. Kyle, my son-in-law of 4 years. A man who'd never once made me feel like family. "All right," I said slowly. "Put him on." Shuffling sounds, Kyle clearing his throat. Then his voice. "Dad, Tom," he said. That forced familiarity always grated on me. "We're strapped this month. You know how it is. Economy, bills, kids. Could you transfer your pension check to us? Just this month. We'll pay you back next month." My pension. 40 years of farm work. $1,400 every month. Not much in Montana, but it was mine. My labor. My life. "Kyle," I said carefully, "you said the exact same thing last month. Just this month, you promised. But I never saw that money again." "I know, Dad, I know, but this time is different. We're in a real bind here. Power's about to get cut off. Sarah and the kids—" "No," I said. The word came out firmer than I'd intended. But there it was. For the first time in 4 years, I'd said no to Kyle. Silence on the other end. Then, breathing. Heavy. Angry breathing. "I understand," he said, his voice cold as ice. "I understand. Thanks for nothing." The line went dead. I set the phone down. My hand was trembling, because saying no to Kyle meant saying no to my daughter, in a way, and that hurt. But it was the right thing to do. I just didn't know what would happen to Sarah because of it, especially at the hands of that arrogant husband of hers. Before we continue, please hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I went back to the living room and sank into the couch. Picked up the photo album again, but this time, I turned to different pages. My wedding photos. Martha and me. May 1978. A small church wedding. 50 guests. Martha wore a white dress her mother had sewn. Simple, but beautiful. I wore a suit, only the second time in my life. The first had been at my father's funeral. Martha was smiling in the photo. A real smile. Her eyes shining with happiness, excitement, hope for the future. I was smiling too. But in my eyes, there was fear. I was young then, 23, fresh back from Vietnam. The scars of war still raw. Martha understood. "Tom," she'd said on our honeymoon, "the war is over. You're safe now. You're with me." "I know," I'd whispered, "but sometimes I still have nightmares." "I know," she said, squeezing my hand, "but they'll fade with time. And I'll always be here for you." She was right. The nightmares did fade. Over the years, the memories softened. The farm filled my days. Martha filled my heart. I turned the page. Sarah's birth photo. June 1982. Billings Hospital. Martha exhausted but glowing. A tiny bundle in her arms wrapped in a pink blanket. I stood beside the bed in the photo. My eyes locked on that baby. Nothing else existed. Just her, my daughter. "Sarah," I'd whispered. "Her name is Sarah." "It's beautiful," Martha had said. "Sarah Walker. Perfect. Sarah. A Hebrew name meaning princess. And she always would be, my princess." The album captured everything, every stage of her life. 4-year-old Sarah on the tractor with me, tiny hands gripping the wheel. "Daddy, I'm driving!" That gap-toothed grin. 7-year-old Sarah on her first day of school, backpack nearly as big as she was. Fear in her eyes. New place, new people. 10-year-old Sarah at the county fair, holding a blue ribbon for her prize calf. So proud. Me too. 13-year-old Sarah baking with Martha. Flour everywhere, on their faces, in their hair. The kitchen a disaster, but they were laughing. 16-year-old Sarah at high school graduation. Black cap and gown, diploma in hand. But in her eyes, something else. Freedom. The world is mine, not this farm. 19-year-old Sarah leaving for college. Suitcases in the car. Martha crying. Me trying to smile. She'll visit every weekend, Martha said. She didn't. Once a month became holidays. Holidays became just Christmas. 23-year-old Sarah with Kyle. Their first photo together, taken in Billings. Sarah looked happy. Kyle looked handsome. But as Martha had said, his eyes are cold, Tom. They don't smile when he smiles. I didn't listen. Wedding photos. Sarah in a store-bought dress. Expensive. Not the one Martha had hoped she'd wear. Dad, don't interfere, Sarah had told me. We'll handle it. Kyle in his suit. Handsome. But at the ceremony, I saw it. He was drunk. Martha saw it too. Sarah either didn't see it or didn't want to. Then came the grandchildren. Emma, red hair, green eyes. She looked like Martha. Look, Tom, Martha had said. Our genes continue. Jake, dark hair, brown eyes. He looked like Sarah, always running. Grandpa, race me! Happy photos, happy moments. But in the last year, the photos had become scarce. Sarah visited less. I saw the grandchildren less. We're busy, Dad, she'd say. School, work, marriage, you know how it is, I knew. But I also felt it. Something had changed. In Sarah's voice, in her eyes, no energy, no joy, just exhaustion. Sarah, are you okay? I'd asked once. I'm fine, Dad, she'd said quickly. Too quickly. Why? You just seem tired. Everyone's tired. Life is tiring. But Martha saw deeper. Tom, she'd said one night in bed, before her illness had worsened, Sarah isn't happy. With Kyle. How do you know? A mother knows. She sees it in the eyes. Sarah is afraid of something. Afraid of what? I don't know, but you need to find out. Talk to her. I didn't. I never got the chance because Martha got sick. Cancer. Fast. Ruthless. 6 months from diagnosis to death. Sarah came every day near the end. Cared for Martha. Gave her medicine. Read to her. Held her hand. On Martha's last day, Sarah was there with me. Both of us at the bedside. Martha opened her eyes. Looked at Sarah. Then at me. Tom, she whispered. Her voice barely audible. Take care of Sarah. She's strong, but fragile. Protect her. I promise, sweetheart, I said. I'll always protect her. Martha smiled, her last smile. Then her eyes closed. They never opened again. That was 4 years ago. 4 years without Martha. 4 years of loneliness. 4 years of a promise I hadn't kept. Because I hadn't protected Sarah. I didn't even know she needed protecting. Now my instincts were screaming at me. Martha's voice echoed in my head. Kyle. Kyle is the threat. Kyle is the enemy. And I had to act. I closed the album, set it back on the shelf where it belonged. Then I waited. For darkness. For 11 o'clock. For silence. Because I knew, I felt it. Something was going to happen tonight. 10 o'clock came. 11. 11:30. I turned off the TV. The lights. Climbed the stairs to my bedroom. The old bedroom Martha and I had shared. Queen-size bed. Brown comforter. 2 pillows. But I only used one. The other was Martha's. Her scent still lingered there. I didn't know if it was real or imagined, but I smelled it. Lavender. She'd always worn lavender. I lay down, closed my eyes. But sleep wouldn't come. It hadn't come easily in months. The mind doesn't stop. Thoughts spin. Memories surface. Worries grow. Sarah. Kyle. The phone call. The moment I said no. Kyle's voice echoed. I understand, Dad. Cold. Angry. What would Kyle do now? How would he show his anger? I tried to convince myself I was overreacting. Tom, you're getting old. You're paranoid. Kyle's just upset. He'll forget by tomorrow. But I didn't believe it. Because instincts never lie. I'd learned that in Vietnam. You sense danger without seeing it, without hearing it. You just feel it. I felt it now. Danger. Real danger. I turned in bed. Right side. Silence. Left side. Silence. On my back, staring at the ceiling. Darkness. The digital clock glowed red. 11:32 p.m., nearly midnight. I took a deep breath. Calm down, Tom. Sleep. Deal with it tomorrow. Closed my eyes again. 5 minutes passed. 10. Then, a scream. Distant. Faint. But there. A woman's scream. My eyes shot open. I bolted upright, blood rushing to my head, dizziness. But it didn't matter. I ran to the window, yanked back the curtain. Outside, the night was dark. No moon. Clouds covered it. Stars barely visible. But 200 yards away, Sarah's house. Lights blazing in the kitchen window. I saw shadows inside. Moving shadows. 2 figures. One large. Male. Broad shoulders. Tall. One small. Female. Slender. Short. The large figure advanced on the small one. Fast. Aggressive. The small figure retreated. Tried to run. The large figure chased. Caught her. I saw arms moving. Up. Down. Striking motions. Did she fall? I couldn't tell. Bad angle. But I was terrified. Another scream, clearer this time. Kyle, please stop! Dad will hear. Sarah. It was Sarah's voice. Unmistakable. And that phrase, Dad will hear, pierced my heart. Because Sarah knew. She knew I'd hear. She knew I'd come. That's why she screamed. She was calling for me. I didn't think twice. I ran from the bedroom, down the hallway, down the stairs, each step creaking under my weight, old wood protesting. But I didn't care. In the hall, my boots. Old cowboy boots. No time to put them on. I ran to the front door, slid the bolt, threw it open, burst outside. An October night in Montana. Cold. Bone-deep cold. Temperature well below freezing. My breath turned to mist instantly. Cold air stung my lungs. Barefoot. In pajamas. Just a thin t-shirt. But I didn't feel the cold. I only felt rage. Pure, burning rage. I ran, 200 yards, flat ground, the autumn grass brown and brittle beneath my feet. Cold, hard, sharp. I stumbled. A rock, small but painful. My big toe. Blood? Maybe. Didn't matter. I kept running. A 65-year-old man, out of breath, legs burning, lungs screaming. But I didn't stop. Sarah was in danger. My daughter. My princess. 100 yards left. 50. 20. I reached Sarah's house. The back door always unlocked. Trust in neighbors. Montana way. But Kyle didn't deserve that trust. I pushed the door. It swung open with a creak. I went inside. The kitchen. Oh God, the kitchen. Small. Old cabinets. White tiles. A wooden table in the center with 4 chairs. The table was overturned. Chairs scattered. Broken plates everywhere. Silverware strewn across the floor. An empty whiskey bottle on its side. And in the middle, oh God, in the middle, Sarah and Kyle. Sarah was pressed against the wall, not leaning. Pressed. Kyle's hand was around her throat. squeezing. Sarah's face was bright red. She couldn't breathe. I looked closer. Her left eye was swollen shut, bruised, purple and black, fresh. Fingerprints on her right cheek, 5 distinct marks, red, a handprint. Her lip was split, blood flowing, fresh blood, red, dripping from lip to chin. Blood from her nose, too, dried, crusted. More fingerprints on her neck, red, turning purple. Strangulation marks. Sarah's eyes, those eyes, were open. She looked at me. In that look, I saw everything. Fear, primal, survival fear, shame, crushing shame. Dad saw. Dad knows, pleading. Dad, help, but quietly. Don't let the kids hear. The kids, upstairs, in their bedrooms. I heard crying, soft, but there. Emma and Jake, awake, scared, crying. 9 and 7 years old. Innocent children, listening to violence. Their parents, in their own home. Kyle had a frying pan in his other hand. Cast iron. Black, heavy, old. It looked like Martha's pan. What was he planning to do with it? Hit Sarah? On the head? Kill her? It all happened in 1 second, but it felt like a lifetime. My brain processed everything. Threat level, maximum. Sarah's life in danger. Kyle's status. Drunk. Out of control. Enraged. Physical advantage. Kyle younger, stronger. Me old, slow. But experience? Vietnam vet. Seen war. Seen death. Learned to survive. Kyle had only used violence against the weak. Never faced real danger. Never been in real war. I made my decision. In a heartbeat. Time to act. Get your hands off my daughter! My voice shook the house. The walls echoed. Windows rattled. My throat tore. I rarely shouted. But now I did. With everything I had. Kyle froze. Turned slowly. Drunk, unsteady. Feet stumbling. Nearly fell. I studied his face. Every detail. Red eyes. Bloodshot. Alcohol. Lots of alcohol. Sweaty face. Hair plastered to forehead. Jaw clenched. Teeth grinding. Rage, uncontrollable rage. And in his eyes, something else. Pleasure. Sick pleasure. Pleasure in the violence. Kyle released Sarah. She slid down the wall to the floor. Gasping. Wheezing breaths. Kyle looked at me. Grinned. Low. Disgusting. This ain't your business, old man, he said, words slurred. Go home. Go to bed. Old people need their sleep, don't they? I clenched my fists. Hands that had worked this farm for 42 years. Strong hands, calloused. Hands that had driven fence posts, cut wood, wrestled livestock. Old hands, but still strong. Kyle, I said, voice cold but controlled. I'm telling you this one last time. Stay away from my daughter, or I'll make you stay away. Kyle laughed. Loud. Too loud. Fake. Mocking. What are you gonna do? Hit me? You? A washed-up 65-year-old farmer? Go ahead. He waved the pan in the air. Go ahead and try. He took a step toward me. Then another. Swaying. Drunk, but threatening. The pan still in his hand. Waving it. Trying to intimidate. Sarah yelled from the floor, voice raspy, throat damaged, but she yelled, Dad, please! Emma and Jake are upstairs. They can hear. They're scared. Please don't fight. That stopped me. Emma and Jake, my grandchildren, upstairs, in their rooms, listening. If I fought Kyle, if I hit him, they'd hear, maybe see. They'd be traumatized forever. Grandpa was violent. Grandpa was bad. I couldn't do that to them. I backed away. One step, then another, fists still clenched. But I didn't strike. Fine, I said, the words like gravel. Fine, Kyle. I'm leaving. But this isn't over. You know it. I know it. This is never over. Kyle puffed out his chest like he'd won. Smart decision, old man. Real smart. I looked at Sarah, into her eyes, put everything I had into that look. Sarah, I said quietly, but the words carried weight. Come to my house tomorrow, in the morning. We'll talk, understand? Sarah nodded, slightly, painfully. I turned, walked to the door, but before leaving, without looking back at Kyle, I said one last thing. Martha told me the first time she met you. His eyes are cold, Tom. They don't smile when he smiles. I didn't listen. But she was right. And people with cold eyes are the most dangerous. Because there's no love inside them. Only darkness. I left. The door closed behind me. I walked back. Didn't run this time. No strength left. Physical strength gone. Emotional strength at 0. 200 yards. But this time, it felt endless. Every step hurt. My bare feet were bleeding. Stones had cut them. Dirt caked to the wounds. Every step left a trail of blood. The cold hit me now. Adrenaline had worn off. My body shook, teeth chattered. October night in Montana, below freezing, me in pajamas, barefoot, like a madman. But it didn't matter. The cold inside me was worse. The cold of helplessness, the cold of failure. I reached my house, front door still open. I'd forgotten to close it, went inside, closed it, locked it, slid the bolt, leaned my back against the door, slid down slowly, knees buckled, sat on the floor, in the hallway, in the dark. And I cried, quietly at first, shoulders shaking, chest tight, breath catching. Then, I lost control, sobbed, hard. Sobs like screams, burning, tearing sobs. 65 years of life. I'd cried 3 times. First, when my mother died. I was 12. Cancer. Slow, painful. I didn't understand. I just cried. Second, when Martha died. 4 years ago, in bed holding my hand, her last breath. I cried for hours, for days. Third, now, because my daughter was being beaten, and I couldn't do anything. I just watched, then walked away, because the grandchildren were listening. What kind of father was I? What kind of protector? Martha, I whispered into the darkness. What do I do? Tell me. Please tell me. Because I don't know. I'm lost. No answer. Only silence. Suffocating silence. But then I felt something. A light touch on my shoulder. Like a hand. Martha? A ghost? An illusion? I didn't know, but I felt it. And in that touch, a message. Tom, don't cry. Now isn't the time. It's time to act. Protect Sarah. Keep your promise. Do whatever it takes. I lifted my head, looked into the darkness. How, Martha? How do I do it? I'm old, weak. Kyle is young, strong, no voice. But in my mind, Martha's voice came, clear, distinct. You are strong, Tom. You always have been. Not physical strength, mental strength, strategy, planning, patience. You survived Vietnam. You saved the farm. You stood tall when you lost me. Now, save your daughter. She was right. I stood, slowly, legs shaking. But I stood, went to the kitchen, turned on the faucet, splashed cold water on my face, jolted myself awake, cleared my mind, looked in the mirror above the sink. A 65-year-old man, wrinkled face, white hair, tired eyes, But in those eyes, something stirred. Determination, anger, the fire of justice. "Okay, Kyle," I said to my reflection. "You made a mistake. A huge mistake. Because you didn't just hurt Sarah. You hurt me, my honor, my family. And now the fight begins. But this time, there are no rules, only consequences." I looked at my phone. 12:23 a.m. Past midnight. I wouldn't normally call anyone this late, but this wasn't normal. First call, Raymond Martinez, detective, state police, old Vietnam buddy. We'd fought together, 1969 to 1970, 4 tours, saved each other's lives more times than we could count. Ray lived in Kalispell now. Detective, domestic violence unit, specialist. I dialed. Old push-button phone. Slow, but it worked. It rang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Then a sleepy voice. "Hello? Ray, it's Tom Walker." Pause. 2 seconds. Ray waking up. Processing. "Tom? It's midnight. What's wrong? Everything okay?" "No, Ray. Nothing's okay. Sarah, my daughter, is being beaten. Kyle, my son-in-law. I saw it tonight, with my own eyes. Her face is destroyed. Fingerprints on her throat. Kyle had a frying pan. He was going to hit her, maybe kill her." Ray's voice changed instantly, from sleep to alert. Professional mode. "Tom, listen carefully. Where are you right now?" "Home." "Where's Sarah?" "Her house, with Kyle. Kids are upstairs." "Did the kids see anything?" "No. They heard it, but didn't see." "Good. Now listen, Tom. Sarah needs to file a complaint. Formal complaint. She needs to go to the police. Tomorrow. First thing. Understand?" "I understand. But Ray, Sarah's scared. She says Kyle will retaliate. It'll get worse." "She's right. Statistics are clear. When a victim tries to leave, danger triples. First 6 months are critical. Most murders happen in that window." Murder. The word hung in the air, heavy, dark. "So what do we do, Ray? Just wait and watch Sarah die?" "No, Tom. There's a lot we can do, but we have to be careful, methodical, legal, because Kyle is dangerous, unpredictable. One wrong move, things get worse. Tell me, what should I do?" "I'm coming to the farm tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. We'll talk strategy, but right now you sleep. Rest. Tomorrow's going to be a long day." "Thanks, Ray. Tom, one more thing. Do you have a gun?" I hesitated. "A rifle. Hunting rifle. In the closet. Keep it close. In your bedroom. Within reach. Because Kyle's drunk. Angry. He might make stupid decisions. He might come for you. Try to threaten you. If he does, defend yourself. Understand?" "I understand, Ray." "Good. See you tomorrow." He hung up. I held the phone for a long moment, then set it down. Ray was right. The rifle should be close, for defense, but ready. I retrieved it from the closet. Old Remington 870, 12 gauge, 6-round capacity. Got it after Vietnam, for hunting. But now, for something else. I loaded the shells. 6. Checked the safety. Off. Switched it on. Went upstairs to my bedroom. Set the rifle beside the bed. Within easy reach. Lay down. Didn't even change clothes. Had to be ready. At any moment. Closed my eyes. Tried to sleep. Couldn't. My mind wouldn't stop. Sarah's face kept flashing. Purple eye. Split lip. Fingerprints on her throat. Kyle's smirk. Smart decision, old man. Emma and Jake's cries. Upstairs. Terrified children. Martha's last words. Take care of Sarah, Tom. Protect her. I watched the clock. 1:15 a.m., 2 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4:45 a.m. At 5 o'clock, I gave up. Got up, got dressed, made coffee, looked out the window. Dawn breaking. Sky pink and orange. A new day. A new beginning. But this day was a day of war. At 7:30, Sarah came. I heard the knock, light, timid, as if afraid to disturb. I opened the door. Sarah stood there. But it wasn't Sarah. She wore sunglasses. Big, black sunglasses. Inside. In the morning, before the sun had even fully risen. Long-sleeved shirt. Sleeves completely covering her wrists. A scarf wrapped around her neck. She was hiding the marks. "Good morning, Dad," she said, voice forced cheerful. Fake. "Did you make coffee?" "I can smell it." "Sarah," I said. Just one word, but it contained worlds. "What is it, Dad?" Still forced cheerfulness. "Did something happen? Take off your sunglasses." "What?" "Oh, the sun. My eyes are just sensitive in the morning." "Sarah." My voice harsh. First time I'd ever spoken harshly to my daughter. "Take off your sunglasses. Now." She hesitated, hands trembling. Then, slowly, she removed them, and I saw. Her left eye completely swollen shut. Bruised dark purple, almost black. The surrounding area yellowish-green, old bruises showing through. Her right eye open, but blood vessels burst inside. Red lines, tear tracks, both cheeks swollen. Fingerprints, purple fingerprints. 5 distinct marks on each side. Clear, unmistakable. Her lips split deeply. Inside swollen, outside scabbed, but still looked like it might bleed again. Cotton stuffed in her nose. Tiny pieces. Bleeding had stopped, but the nose was clearly broken. She pulled the scarf from her neck. Showed me. Fingerprints on her throat. Kyle's fingers. 5. Purple. Fresh. My chest constricted. Couldn't breathe. As if someone was squeezing my throat, too. "Sarah," I said, voice cracking. Who did this?" She tried to smile, but her lip hurt. She winced. "Dad, you know who did it. You saw last night. Kyle." "Why?" Because you said no to the pension check." Kyle got really angry. Came home drunk. Started yelling. I yelled back. Then he lost control. "Was this the first time, Sarah? First time he hit you?" She lowered her head. Long silence, and then very quietly, "No." One word, but that word shattered my heart. "How long?" 2 years, maybe more. I don't remember exactly when it started. At first it was small things, pushing, pulling, yelling, then slaps, punches, kicks. It kept getting worse. 2 years, and I hadn't known, hadn't seen. I'd been blind. "Why didn't you tell me?" Sarah's eyes filled with tears. They spilled down her cheeks. She wiped them away immediately, painfully, because touching her face hurt. "Because, Dad, I was ashamed." Montana's a small place. Everyone knows everyone. Gossip spreads fast. Sarah Walker's getting beaten. Poor girl, stupid girl. Why does she stay? That's why I didn't say anything. Shame, fear of judgment. I felt crushed because I understood. Social pressure, small-town thinking. If you're being beaten, you deserve it, or you're weak. But Sarah wasn't weak. She was the victim. Big difference. "Sarah," I said, holding her hands gently. Every touch could hurt. "You're not weak. You never were. Kyle is weak. He beats you because he feels powerless. He drinks. He's losing jobs. He's broke. So he takes his anger out on you. Because you're a safe target. You don't fight back. You just take it. Because of the children, Dad. Emma and Jake. They love their father. I can't destroy their home. I can't tear them apart. Kyle is destroying their home, Sarah. Not you. Violence always destroys. Walls, relationships, children. If you don't stop this now, Emma and Jake will grow up thinking violence is normal. That men should beat women. Women should accept it. The cycle will continue. My grandchildren's grandchildren will experience the same violence. Sarah broke down. Deep, racking sobs, shoulders shaking. Dad, what do I do? How do I stop him? If I go to the police, Kyle will be angrier. He'll come after me. And this time he won't just beat me. He'll kill me. I pulled her into my arms, gently. She was hurting everywhere, but I held her, tight. Sarah, I promise you, Kyle will never touch you again. I'll stop him. But I need your help. You have to work with me. Trust me. How? You go to the police. File a complaint. Get photographs taken. Medical report. Start the legal process. But Dad, then what? Kyle gets arrested. Few days later, released. And angrier. Much angrier. You get a restraining order. Kyle can't come within 100 meters. If he violates it, straight to jail. And if he does violate it, if he comes secretly, then I'll be here. Dave will be here. Neil will be here. We'll protect you. You and the kids will move here. Live with me. You'll be safe. Sarah looked at me, hope flickering in her eyes, small, but there. Really, Dad? Will you really protect me? I promised Martha, I said, before she died. One of her last words. Take care of Sarah, Tom. Protect her. I always keep my promises, Sarah. Always. Sarah rested her head on my shoulder, cried for a long time, and I held her. A father's hold, a protector's hold, because she was my daughter. She was everything to me, and no one would hurt her, not anymore. At 9 o'clock, Ray arrived. His old blue pickup, 1995 Ford F-150, rusty, scratched, but reliable. Ray always said, a truck isn't for luxury, it's for function. I saw him from the window. He parked, got out. Tall man, 6'2", short gray hair, 48 years old but in great shape. Ran every morning, push-ups every night. Before opening the door, I turned to Sarah in the kitchen. She was drinking coffee, hands shaking. Sarah, the police are here now. Detective Martinez, old friend of mine, trustworthy. But you need to talk, honestly. Tell him everything, okay? Sarah nodded, scared. You could see it in her eyes, but determined too. For the first time in 2 years, determined. I opened the door. Ray stood there. Tom, he said, extending his hand. We shook firmly. Military handshake. Strong, brief, meaningful. Ray, come in. We went inside, to the living room. Sarah rose from the kitchen, came to us. Ray saw her, her face, the marks. He stopped. 40 years of police work, thousands of violent cases. But still, he was shocked, because this was Tom's daughter. You must be Sarah, Ray said. Voice professional but compassionate. I'm Detective Raymond Martinez. Your father and I were old friends. Vietnam. Nice to meet you, Sarah said quietly. Please sit, Ray said. We sat, all three of us. Ray pulled out a notebook, a pen. Sarah, I'm going to ask some tough questions, but it's important you answer honestly. These answers will be used in legal proceedings. Understand? I understand. Good. First question. How long has Kyle been beating you? Sarah took a deep breath. 2 years, maybe longer. I don't remember exactly. At first it was small. Yelling, pushing, then slaps, punches. How often? At first, once a month, then weekly. Last 6 months, almost daily. Ray wrote. Quick, shorthand notes. Ever report it to police? No. Why not? Because I was scared. Scared Kyle would get worse. And ashamed. Montana's small. Everyone would know. Ever go to a hospital? Doctor? Twice. Last year. Broken rib. Kyle kicked me. Went to ER. Doctor asked what happened. I said I fell down the stairs. Second time 3 months ago, sprained arm. Kyle twisted it. Lied again. I'll request those hospital records. Use them as evidence. Who else knew? Neighbors? Friends? Neighbors might have heard. Thin walls. Kyle yells a lot. But nobody came. Nobody asked. Ray shook his head. Montana culture. Don't interfere in other people's business. But this was wrong. Silence was complicity. What did the kids see? Sarah's face fell. They heard everything. Yelling, crashing, my crying, but didn't see much directly. I hid it. Mommy's just tired, I'd say. But they knew. Kids always know. Emma's age? 9. Jake? 7. I'll need to talk to them. With a child psychologist, trauma assessment, Sarah cried. What will they think of me? A terrible mother who couldn't protect them? No, Ray said firmly. They'll think my mom is brave. My mom protected us. My mom said stop. Sarah, you're doing the hardest thing right now. You're speaking up. That's courage. Sarah nodded, still crying. Ray turned to me. Tom, what did you see? I told him everything. The screams in the night, running there. The kitchen scene. Kyle's hand on Sarah's throat. The frying pan. The violence, the threats. Ray wrote every detail. Good, he said finally. Now here's the plan. Listen carefully. We looked at him. First, Sarah, you're coming with me to the station today. You'll file a formal complaint. Photos will be taken of your face, neck, body. Medical report. This is the foundation of evidence. Sarah nodded. Second, restraining order. Kyle can't come within 100 meters of you. Can't go to your house. If he violates it, immediate arrest. How long does the order last? Temporary order issued today. Court hearing for permanent order, 1 week. But even temporary is enough to start. Third, Sarah and the kids will live with Tom. Here, on the farm. Safe place. Kyle won't know the exact address. Confidential. I need my things from the house. Kids' school clothes, toys. We'll get them with police escort. This afternoon. I'll come with 2 officers. Kyle will be there, but he can't touch us. If he interferes, arrested. Sarah relaxed slightly. The plan was becoming clear. Control returning. Fourth, Ray continued, evidence gathering. Tom, you mentioned maybe setting up a camera. Hidden camera outside Sarah's house. Yes, I was considering it. Do it, but carefully. In Montana, one-party audio recording is illegal. But video, just video, no audio is legal gray area. Court might accept it depending on circumstances. How do I set it up? Get a trail camera from a sporting goods store. Kind hunters use. Motion activated. Night vision. Mounted on a tree. Or house corner. Kyle won't notice. Okay, I'll get one today. Fifth, witnesses. Neighbors. Visit them, Tom. Ask, did you hear Kyle and Sarah fighting? If they agree, take statements. Sixth, most important, arrest Kyle. Domestic violence charge. But we need Sarah's statement, photos, medical report first. We'll gather it today. I'll issue the warrant tomorrow. How long will Kyle be locked up? First hearing, judge sets bail, probably $5,000. If he pays, he's out. But restraining order's active. Can't go near Sarah. And then, Trial, 3 to 6 months. Evidence presented. Witnesses heard. Outcome? If found guilty, jail. In Montana, domestic violence, 1 year minimum for first offense, 5 for repeat. I'll check if Kyle has priors. Sarah sat up straighter. For the first time, real hope on her face. Can we really do this? Really stop him? Yes, Sarah. We can. But it won't be easy. Kyle will resist, threaten, maybe get violent. That's why you can't be alone. Always someone with you, Ray looked at me. Tom, are you ready? Ready to protect your daughter? I'm ready, I said. I've always been ready. Good. Then let's begin. Ray and I took Sarah to Kalispell. The police station, concrete building, cold, official. We went inside. Receptionist asked, "How can I help?" "Domestic violence complaint," Ray said. "Victims with me." The officer looked at Sarah. I saw pity in his eyes, but he stayed professional. Interview room 3. Detective Martinez is waiting. We walked down the hallway. Long, white walls, fluorescent lights, cold. Third door. Ray opened it. We entered. Small room. Table, 4 chairs. Mirror on the wall, one way. Observation room behind it. "Sarah, please sit," Ray said. Sarah sat. I sat beside her, for support. Ray sat across from her, opened a notebook, turned on the camera, small camera on the table, recording. We're now beginning the official statement. Today is November 8th, 2024. Time, 10:30 a.m. The person giving the statement is Sarah Walker. Complaint against Kyle Richardson. Charges, domestic violence, physical assault, threats. Sarah took a deep breath. "Sarah, please tell us. What happened last night?" Sarah told him. Everything. The phone call. Me saying no to Kyle. Kyle's anger. Coming home drunk, yelling. Then the violence, slaps, punches, choking. Threats with a frying pan. Ray asked detailed questions. "How many times did he hit you? Which hand? What did he say? Where were the children?" Sarah answered every question, sometimes hard, memories painful, but she continued. Then Ray said, "Now photos. Our female officer will take Sarah to a separate room. She'll photograph everything. Face, neck, body, every mark, every bruise, okay?" Sarah looked at me. "Dad, come with me." "Sorry, Sarah," Ray said. "Only you and the female officer during photos. Protocol. But Tom will be in the waiting room. You'll come back when done." Sarah hesitated but agreed. Stood up. Female officer arrived. Officer Johnson. Middle-aged woman. Kind face. "Please come with me," she said. Sarah went with her. I stayed with Ray. We waited. "Tom," Ray said quietly. "You okay?" "Fine. Don't lie." I saw you. Tense, angry, fists clenched, jaw tight. He was right. I was tense, because Sarah was being photographed now. The marks documented, the pain recorded. Every photo proved Kyle's guilt, but also proved my failure. I couldn't protect my daughter. Ray, I was blind. 2 years. 2 years Sarah was beaten and I didn't see it. Tom, don't blame yourself. Domestic violence is hidden. Victims hide it. Out of shame, fear. You couldn't see because Sarah didn't show it. But Martha knew. She sensed it. She said, "Sarah isn't happy." I didn't listen. Martha was always a perceptive woman. I miss her. Couldn't speak at her funeral because I would have cried. But I knew she was special. She was. And I made her a promise. "Take care of Sarah," she said. Now I'm keeping that promise. Good. Because Sarah needs you. You're her rock, her safe harbor. 20 minutes later, Sarah returned. Eyes red. She'd been crying. But it was done. Photos taken. "Is it over?" I asked. "It's over, Dad." 37 photos, every angle, every mark. Officer Johnson was very kind, but it was hard. Seeing myself in the mirror, realizing how bad I looked. I hugged her. It's over now, sweetheart. Now the healing begins. Ray said, now the hospital. Medical exam. Doctor will write a report. Then court for the restraining order. Hospital visit took 2 hours. Doctor examined Sarah. X-rays, checking for broken ribs. Thankfully, none. But soft tissue damage, bruises, swelling, lacerations. Doctor wrote a report, 3 pages, detailed. Every injury, every mark. Conclusion. Victim shows signs of repeated domestic violence. Immediate intervention recommended. Ray got the report. Perfect. Now to the judge. We went to court. Flathead County Court. Ray presented the files. Sarah's statement, photos, doctor's report, my witness statement. Judge read, silently, 10 minutes, then looked at Sarah. Ms. Walker, I'm sorry for what happened to you. This court will do everything to protect you. Gavel struck. Temporary protection order granted. Kyle Richardson may not come within 100 meters of Sarah Walker. May not enter her residence. May not visit her workplace or children's school. Violation. Immediate arrest. Hearing for permanent order in 1 week. November 15th. Sarah breathed relief. First layer of protection. Legal protection. Thank you, Your Honor, she said. We left the courtroom. 3 o'clock. Long day. Exhausting day. What now? I asked Ray. Now we notify Kyle. Officers will go to his home. Give him the protection order. He reads it. Signs it. If he refuses, arrest. I want to come. Tom, no. You're emotionally involved. Angry. If you come face to face with Kyle, you might lose control. Let the police handle it. He was right. But a voice inside, an old soldier's voice, said, go. Watch Kyle's face and see him, read him. Okay, I said. But Sarah and I are getting her things. The kids. You said police escort. Yes, 5 o'clock. 2 officers come with me. Kyle will be home after he's notified, but he can't interfere. He'll just watch. Okay. We returned to the farm. Sarah and me went inside. Sarah sat in the kitchen, tired, exhausted, but also lighter. The weight starting to lift from her shoulders. Dad, she said, thank you. If it weren't for you, I couldn't have done this. Always, sweetheart. Always with you. What do I tell the kids? Your dad's a bad guy. No. You say, your dad is sick. He needs treatment. But now we're safe. We'll live with Grandpa. Sarah nodded. They'll ask why. Kids always ask. Then tell them the truth. Age-appropriate truth. Your father got very angry. He hurt your mother. That was wrong. The police are helping. Will they understand? They will. Children always understand. Maybe not right away, but eventually. 5 o'clock. Ray arrived with 2 officers. Young, 20s, 30s, but serious, professional. Ready? Ray asked. Ready, I said. We drove in convoy. 2 police cars, Ray's truck, my truck. Arrived at Sarah's house. Kyle's car there. Old Chevy Silverado. Dirty, dented. Got out of the vehicles. Ray went first. Knocked on the door. Kyle opened it. Face grim. Angry. Paper in his hand. Restraining order. What do you want? He said harshly. Mr. Richardson, Sarah's here to collect her belongings. The children. You will not interfere. Clear? This is my house. My family. Not anymore. Court order. You read it. You signed it. You cannot approach Sarah. 100 meters. Kyle looked at Sarah, anger in his eyes. but also shock. You did this? You called the cops? On me? Sarah looked at him steadily, fearless for the first time. Yes, Kyle. I did. Because you beat me. For 2 years. And I won't take it anymore. Kyle's face flushed. You little... Mr. Richardson, Ray interrupted. One more word. You're under arrest for threats. Now step back. You're not going inside. You stay here. Kyle backed away. But his eyes stayed on Sarah. That look was a death threat. Sarah went inside. 2 officers with her. I stayed outside with Ray, watching Kyle. Kyle looked at me. This is your doing, isn't it? Old man, you turned my wife against me. No, Kyle. You beat my daughter. You turned yourself into this. I'm just protecting her. Protecting her. You stole her, tore our family apart. You tore it apart, Kyle, with your fists, with the bottle, with your rage. Kyle clenched his fists, took a step forward. Officers immediately stepped between us. Mr. Richardson, step back. Final warning. Kyle stopped, but his eyes stayed on me. 10 minutes later, Sarah emerged. 2 suitcases, kids' toys, clothes inside. Emma and Jake ran ahead. Mom, where are we going? To Grandpa's house, sweetie. We'll stay there a while. Why? Where's Dad? Sarah knelt to their level. Your dad will stay here, but you're coming with me. It'll be fun at Grandpa's. I promise. Emma looked at Kyle. Daddy, aren't you coming? Kyle's eyes filled with tears. For the first time, real emotion, guilt, regret. No, princess, he said, voice breaking. Daddy can't come. But I love you. Don't forget. Emma cried. Jake too. Children didn't understand. Sarah hugged them. Let's go, kids. Grandpa's waiting. They got in the car. I drove. Sarah in passenger seat. Kids in back. We drove away from the house, from Kyle, from the violence. I looked in the mirror. Kyle stood there, alone, a broken man. But I didn't feel sorry for him, because he'd chosen this path. Back at the farm, 6 in the evening, I settled Sarah and the kids in the guest rooms. 2 rooms, one for Emma, one for Jake. Sarah in the larger guest room. Rooms had been empty for years. After Martha died, no visitors. But they were clean, always ready. Kids, this is your room now, I said. Make yourselves at home. Emma looked around. Small room, single bed, window overlooking the farm. Grandpa, how long will we stay? I don't know, sweetheart. But a long time. Maybe a very long time. Will Dad ever come? Sarah interjected. Emma, your dad can't come right now. But he loves you. Don't forget that. Jake asked, Mom, why did Daddy hit you? Silence. Heavy silence. Sarah knelt to Jake. Sweetie, your daddy is sick. He's confused. He did bad things. But doctors will help him. And we'll be safe here. Will Grandpa protect us? Yes, I said. I'll always protect you. Jake hugged me, little arms around my neck. I love you, Grandpa. My eyes filled with tears. I love you too, Jake. I made dinner. Simple meal, pasta, tomato sauce, bread. But we ate together, at the table, like family. Emma and Jake talked about school, teachers, friends, trying to be normal. Kids always try to return to normal. Sarah ate quietly, thoughtful, but also relaxed. Truly relaxed for the first time in 2 years. After dinner, I put the kids to bed, read them a story, old farm tales, stories Martha used to tell. Grandpa, Emma said as she drifted off, are we safe here? Yes, Princess, very safe. I'm here. Nobody will hurt you. She fell asleep. Jake, too. Sarah and I sat in the kitchen, drank coffee. Dad, thank you for everything. If it weren't for you, I don't know what would have happened. Always, sweetheart. You're my daughter. I'd do anything for you. What will Kyle do now? Don't know, but Ray's watching him. If he violates the order, immediate arrest. And the trial? Court? Week from now, hearing for permanent restraining order. Then a few months later, criminal trial. If found guilty, jail. How long? A year, maybe more. Depends. Sarah sighed with relief. 1 year. 1 year of freedom. Yes. And in that year, you'll heal. The kids will heal. Life will begin again. I hope so, Dad. I really hope so. I went to bed late that night, sat until midnight, talked about old times, about Martha. Happy memories. Sarah smiled. A smile I hadn't seen in so long. A real smile. Good night, Dad. Good night, sweetheart. When I finally went to bed, for the first time in a week, I actually slept. Deep sleep. Peaceful sleep. Because Sarah was safe. Home. Under my protection. And no one would hurt her. Next day, I went to the sporting goods store. Kalispell. Montana Outdoor Supply. Salesman asked, "How can I help?" Need a trail camera. Motion activated. Night vision. Best one you have. Hunter? Sort of. He showed me several models. I chose the Bushnell Trophy Cam, $299. Expensive, but quality. HD video, night vision up to 20 meters, motion sensor, SD card, battery life 6 months. Perfect, I'll take it. Returned home, set up the camera, tested it, worked. That evening, 9 o'clock, darkness. I went to Sarah's old house, Kyle's house now. Approached quietly. No car, Kyle probably out. Good, tree in the backyard, big pine. Faced the kitchen window. I climbed. Tough for an old man, but I managed. Found a branch, mounted the camera, adjusted the angle. Kitchen window centered. Tested it. Motion detected. Camera started recording. Perfect. Climbed down. Slipped away quietly. From now on, everything would be recorded. 2 days later, Ray called. "Tom, camera working?" "Working. Recording everything." "Good." Neighbors called. Said, "Kyle's yelling a lot. Breaking things." We saw through the window, wondering what he's doing. "I'll retrieve the camera tomorrow. Bring you the SD card." "Okay, but careful. Kyle's paranoid now. Suspects everyone." Next day, daytime, Kyle out. I went. Retrieved the camera, removed the SD card, took it to Ray, sat in his office. He played it on the computer. First video. Kyle comes home. Drunk. Staggering. Can't open door, kicks it. Door swings open. Second video. Kyle in kitchen. Yelling. Yelling at himself. "All your fault, Sarah. You ruined everything." Throws plate at wall. Shatters. Third video. Kyle in living room. Drinking from bottle. Crying. "They took my kids. Took my wife. What do I have left?" Fourth video. Kyle yelling again. "That old man, Tom, he did this. He destroyed me. But I'll show him." Ray stopped the video. "Tom, that's a threat. Direct threat. Kyle's targeting you. I know. You need to be careful. Always lock the house. Keep your gun close. If Kyle comes, call me immediately." "Okay, Ray." But a voice inside, an old soldier's voice, said, "Let Kyle come. Be ready. Meet him head on." Week later, court date, November 15th. Sarah, me, Ray, all in court. Flathead County Court. Kyle there too, with his lawyer. Cheap lawyer, court appointed. Kyle couldn't afford private. Judge entered. Everyone stood. Sit. Case. Sarah Walker versus Kyle Richardson. Request for permanent protection order. Sarah's lawyer, the one Ray recommended, Linda Morrison, stood. Your Honor, my client Sarah Walker has been subjected to domestic violence for 2 years. We present photographs, medical reports, witness statements. We request a permanent restraining order. Judge reviewed documents, saw photos, Sarah's face, the marks, the bruises. This is horrific, Judge said quietly. Mr. Richardson, anything to say? Kyle's lawyer, young man, inexperienced, stood. Your Honor, my client regrets what happened, but he was under stress, unemployment, debt, family pressure. He lost control, but now he's sorry, ready to change. Regrets? Judge said harshly. 2 years of violence, repeated violence, and now he says sorry? Yes, Your Honor. Judge looked at Sarah. Ms. Walker, what do you think? Still afraid? Sarah stood. Voice trembled but determined. Yes, Your Honor. Very afraid. Kyle threatened me. If you go to police, I'll kill you, he said. And I believe him, because I saw his eyes, cold eyes, eyes ready to kill. Judge nodded. I understand. Mr. Richardson, stand up. Kyle stood, face pale. Mr. Richardson, you beat your wife for 2 years. You traumatized your children. You destroyed your family. This court has no sympathy for you. Permanent restraining order, 5 years granted. You may not come within 100 meters of Sarah Walker, Emma Richardson, or Jake Richardson. May not go to their homes, workplaces, schools. May not communicate. Violation, immediate arrest and imprisonment. Kyle collapsed, sat in chair, buried head in hands. Also, Judge continued, custody. Sarah Walker gets full custody. Kyle Richardson has supervised visitation rights, once monthly, 2 hours, under social services supervision. Kyle cried, quietly but deeply. Sarah breathed relief. She'd won. Legally, she'd won. Court adjourned, Judge said. Banged gavel. We walked out. Sarah smiled. For the first time, truly felt free. Dad, we did it. We really did it. Yes, sweetheart, we really did, but Ray looked at me seriously. Tom, protection order's paper, just paper. If Kyle violates it, paper won't stop him. Bullets will. I understand, Ray. Good. Because Kyle's very dangerous now. Lost everything. Family, home, honor. Nothing left to lose. And a man with nothing to lose, most dangerous man there is. He was right. That night I checked my rifle. Loaded. Safety off. I was ready. 3 days later, Kyle came. Friday night, November 11th, 9 o'clock. Dark. Sarah and the kids upstairs, asleep. Me downstairs, in the living room, reading. Knock at the door. Violent knock. Fist pounding. I stood, grabbed my rifle, walked to the door. Who's there? Dad, Tom. It's Kyle. We need to talk. I recognized the voice. Drunk, slurred. Kyle, there's a restraining order. You can't be here. Go away or I'm calling the police. Call them! I don't care. I just want to talk. I want to see my kids. No, Kyle. Court order, once a month. Supervised. Not now. Open that door, you old man. The door shook. Kyle kicking it. Hard kicks. Door creaked, but held. Solid. I grabbed the phone. Dialed 911. Emergency. Address 847 County Road 35. Protection order violation. Aggressor at door. Maybe armed. Units dispatched. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Very long 10 minutes. Kyle still kicking, yelling. Open the door, my kids, my wife, sounds from upstairs. Sarah woke. Kids woke. Dad, what's happening? Sarah yelled down. Stay upstairs! Lock the door. I called the police, but Kyle heard Sarah's voice. Sarah? Is that you? Come here, let's talk. Kyle, go away, Sarah yelled. Police are coming. You're going to be arrested. I don't care. I want you. I want my family. Door starting to break. Hinges loosening. Kyle was strong and crazed. I made a decision. Loaded the rifle, released the safety, opened the door, quickly. Kyle there, drunk, wild eyes, broken bottle in his hand. Weapon. Step back, Kyle. I pointed the rifle at him. Last warning. Kyle stopped, saw the rifle, surprised. What are you gonna do, old man? Shoot me? Your daughter's husband? If I have to, yes. I'm protecting my family. You're a threat. Leave now. Kyle laughed. Wild laugh. Threat? Me? I tried to keep the family together. But you ruined everything. You! He took a step toward me, raised the broken bottle. Stop! I pressed rifle to my shoulder, took aim. One more step. It'll be your last. Kyle stopped. I saw madness in his eyes, but also fear, because the rifle was real. Death was real. Tom, he said, voice softening. Please. I just want to see my kids. 5 minutes, that's all. No, Kyle. Court won't allow it. You're leaving now, either on your feet or in handcuffs. Siren in the distance. Police. Coming. Kyle heard it, panicked, looked around. Damn it, damn it! He threw the bottle at me, ran. Bottle flew past my head, hit the wall, shattered. Kyle ran into the darkness, into the forest, disappeared. Minute later, 2 police cars arrived. Ray's car, too. Tom? You okay? Fine. Kyle ran, into the woods. Officers ran after him. Flashlights, dogs. Search began, but Kyle was gone. He knew those woods, hunted there since childhood. Ray looked at me. Tom, let's go inside. How are Sarah and the kids? We went upstairs. Sarah shaking behind locked door. Kids crying. It's over, I said. Kyle's gone. Police are looking. Sarah hugged me, cried on my shoulder. Dad, he was going to kill us. I saw his eyes, crazy eyes. I know, sweetheart, but I'm protecting you, always. Nobody slept that night. All sat in living room, lights on, doors locked, rifle beside me. Ray called in the morning. Tom, we found Kyle, in the woods, in a cabin. Drunk, passed out, arrested him. He's in jail. No bail this time. I breathed relief. How long? Judge will decide. But violation of restraining order, 1 year. Attempted assault, 3 years. Threats, 1 year. Minimum 5 years total, 5 years. 5 years Sarah would be free. Thanks, Ray. Tom, you're a hero, but careful. Kyle has friends. They might try revenge. I'm ready. But nobody came. Because Kyle had no real friends. Just drinking buddies. And they didn't care. 6 months passed. Winter, spring, early summer. Sarah and the kids lived on the farm. Every day, a little better. Sarah went to therapy, weekly. Dr. Ellen Morris, trauma specialist. Special program for domestic violence victims, she said. After first few sessions, Sarah came to me. Dad, therapy's really hard. Dr. Morris asks painful questions. Why did you stay? Why did you accept the violence? Sometimes I can't answer. It's normal, sweetie. Therapy takes time. But you're getting better. I see it in your eyes. Brighter every day. I was right. After 6 months, Sarah was different. Strong. Actually smiling. Laughing. Kids went to therapy too. Child psychologist. Play therapy. Art therapy. Emma drew pictures. First pictures were dark. Black, red. Violence pictures. But over time, colors came. Yellow, blue, green. Happy pictures. Farm pictures. Family pictures. Jake spoke. At first, quiet. Trauma had silenced him. But after therapy, he started talking. Grandpa, I love you. You saved us. You're my hero. My eyes filled with tears. You're my hero, Jake. School ended in spring. Emma and Jake spent summer on the farm. Played with cows. Rode tractor. Learned farm work. Grandpa, I'm going to be a farmer too, Jake said. You will, son. Walker tradition continues. Sarah found a job. Kalispell, library clerk. Part-time, but a start. Dad, I have my own money now. Earning my own money. For the first time in years, I feel independent. I'm proud of you, sweetheart. Kyle stayed in jail. There was a trial, found guilty, 5 years in prison, no parole. Sarah didn't attend the trial. I don't want to see him. I just want to move on with my life. I understood. Sometimes to move forward, you have to let go. Early summer, we had a picnic at the farm. Sarah, kids, me. We went to Martha's grave, left flowers, white roses. Martha, I said quietly, I kept my word. I protected Sarah, protected the children. They're safe now, happy. And I'm still here, still alive, for you. Wind blew, light, warm, as if Martha was answering. You did well, Tom. I'm proud of you. Sarah looked at me. Dad, what are you smiling about? Nothing, I said. Just happy. For the first time in a long time, really happy. Sarah hugged me. Me too, Dad. Me too. That night, under the stars, I sat on the farmhouse porch. Montana sky was magnificent. Millions of stars. Milky Way clear. I was 65. Old, but still strong. Still a protector. My family was safe. Home. With me. And no one would harm them, because I was a Walker. And the Walker family always stood tall. In every storm, in every battle, in every hardship. Standing tall. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Click on the box on the left to listen to the next story. Thank you for watching.